Hello, I'm Dave Kratzer, Vice President for Student Affairs. I would like to welcome you to the University of Florida Division of Student Affairs Prevention of Sexual Harassment and Responsibilities under Title IX training. Sexual harassment is a form of sex discrimination and includes any unwelcome conduct of a sexual nature. Title IX prohibits sexual harassment, including the following: stalking, dating violence, domestic violence, and sexual misconduct, which includes rape and acquaintance rape. These are serious issues which can impact interpersonal relationships, your fellow students' academic performance, and the campus community as a whole. UF does not tolerate sexual harassment in any form, and all claims are taken seriously. As a UF student, you can help to maintain the academic environment of the institution by exhibiting respect and concern for others. There is an expectation, which is defined in the Student Code of Conduct, that all UF students observe local, state, and federal laws and UF regulations, including those related to sexual harassment. At the University of Florida, we take our responsibility to offer a safe environment free of discrimination to all of our students, faculty, and staff seriously. We thank you for participating in this training and committing to this responsibility.
Hello Gators, my name is Chris LaChavo. I am Assistant Dean of Students and Director of Student Conduct and Conflict Resolution. I also serve as a Deputy Title IX Coordinator for students. One of my responsibilities is to ensure the university's compliance with Title IX with particular focus on students. I want you to know that we take sexual harassment, sexual misconduct, stalking, dating violence, and domestic violence very seriously at the University of Florida. If you experience any form of unwelcome conduct of a sexual nature or know of someone else who experiences similar conduct, please encourage them to report it to a supervisor, myself, or the University Title IX Coordinator. We want to ensure an environment free of sexual harassment and facilitate a process that respects the dignity of all individuals within our university. You can report an incident to me by making an appointment with me or a member of my staff in 202 Peabody Hall if the offender is another student, or by submitting an incident report via our website at dso.ufl.edu/sccr. Thanks for helping to make the University of Florida a welcome environment for everyone.
Sexual harassment is a form of sex discrimination that can occur when the submission to unwelcome physical conduct of a sexual nature, to unwelcome requests for sexual favors, or to other verbal conduct of a sexual nature is made an implicit or explicit term or condition of employment or education, or the submission to or rejection of unwelcome physical conduct of a sexual nature, unwelcome requests for sexual favors, or other verbal conduct of a sexual nature is used as a basis for academic or employment decisions or evaluations. Unwelcome physical acts of a sexual nature, unwelcome requests for sexual favors, or other verbal conduct of a sexual nature have the effect of creating an objectively hostile environment that interferes with employment or education on account of sex. Stalking engages in a course of conduct directed at a specific person that would cause a reasonable person to fear for his or her safety or the safety of others, or suffer substantial emotional distress. This includes in person, via telephone, email, text message, or other forms of electronic and social media, or via third parties. Dating violence is violence committed by a person who is or has been in a social relationship of a romantic or intimate nature with a victim, and where the existence of such a relationship shall be determined based on the length and type of relationship and the frequency of interaction between the individuals involved. Domestic violence is felony or misdemeanor crimes of violence committed by a current or former spouse or roommate of the victim, by a person with whom the victim shares a child in common, by a person who is cohabitating with or has cohabitated with the victim as a spouse or roommate, by a person similarly situated to a spouse of the victim under the domestic or family violence laws of Florida. Sexual misconduct is any intentional intimate touching of another without the consent of the other person, or in circumstances in which the person is unable, due to age, disability, or alcohol, chemical, or other impairment, to give consent. It is the responsibility of the person initiating sexual activity to make sure the other person is capable of consenting to that activity. Consent is given by an affirmative verbal response or acts that are unmistakable in their meaning. Consent to one form of sexual activity does not mean consent is given to another type of activity. Sexual acts or attempts to engage in any sexual act with another person without the consent of the other person, or in circumstances in which the person is unable due to age, disability, alcohol, chemical, or other impairment, is unlawful. Anyone who believes that he or she has been subjected to a violation of Title IX policy or related retaliation is strongly encouraged to promptly report such behavior to the Director of Employee Relations, the University Title IX Coordinator, Elnora Mitchell, or any university official, administrator, supervisor, manager, or faculty member. Any university official, faculty member, teaching assistant, or staff member who has knowledge of or receives a written or oral report or complaint of a violation of this policy must promptly report it to the Director of Employee Relations and may be disciplined for failing to do so. Other persons who suspect a violation of this policy should report it to an appropriate person in the department or Title IX coordinator.
Hello, students and staff. I am Elnora Mitchell. I am the University of Florida's Title IX coordinator, and I would like to take this opportunity to explain your options for reporting two types of sexual misconduct. Sexual misconduct that could possibly occur between students, and that which could possibly occur between a student and a staff member. For student-on-student sexual harassment incidents, reports should be directed to Chris Lashivo, the Deputy Title IX Coordinator for Students. Student-on-student misconduct occurring off campus may be reported and handled in the same manner as on-campus misconduct. For employee-on-student sexual harassment, students are strongly encouraged to report such incidents to John Rouse, the Deputy Title IX Coordinator for Employees and Faculty. He can be contacted by visiting the office at 903 West University Avenue or by calling 352-392-1072. Here at the University of Florida, we strive to provide the safest environment for our students, faculty, and staff. We sincerely hope that this information will point you in the right direction if the need to report an incident of sexual harassment arises. Thank you, and here's wishing you the best of luck in your endeavors at UF.
The Division of Student Affairs Title IX Coordinator is Chris Lashivo. His area Deputy Title IX Coordinators are Sherry Benton from Counseling and Wellness Center, Catherine Cramp from the Department of Recreational Sports, Lisa Dico, Housing and Residence Education, LB Hanna's Multicultural and Diversity Affairs, Jessica Inman, Student Activities Involvement, Maureen Miller, Gatorwell, Jean Starobin from the J. Wayne Rights Union, and victim advocates Deborah Weiss and Laura Templeton. The methods of personal protection from being sexually harassed and from being accused of sexual harassment are very similar. Recognizing that prevention of sexual harassment in the workplace is ultimately a matter of personal responsibility is a crucial first step. It is the employer's responsibility to provide a non-discriminatory and non-violent workplace. It is the employee's responsibility to assume an active role in the prevention of sexual harassment. Some suggested methods are: don't display or encourage inappropriate language, humor, or physical contact either by initiating or by playing along. If these actions make you feel uncomfortable, speak up. Report an incident as soon as possible after an occurrence. Understand that it is the university's responsibility to act once an incident is reported, but it is your responsibility to report it. No employee should assume that University of Florida officials know about a situation or incident. Registered student organization officers and members have a vital role in preventing and reporting unwelcome conduct of a sexual nature. In order to be registered, each organization must include information about sexual harassment as Section B in Article 4 of the Constitution. This article also includes a section on the responsibility to report any behavior or acts described in this video. We encourage our organizations to take an active role in making the University of Florida a safe and welcoming environment.
We sincerely hope that this supplemental training has provided you with the knowledge that you will need to identify and report inappropriate behavior when and where it occurs. This short video has been designed to teach you the basics as you begin your employment or leadership role, and, if necessary, serve as a resource for policy and contact information in the future. Again, We thank you for your time and dedication to our mission of providing a safe environment for all who study and work in our community. Go Gators!